Ready to bring the sound of your business to life? We're ready to help. This video will guide you through all you need to know to get your music player installed and playing overhead. If at any time during the installation you have a question, our team is always ready to help. You can reach us at 763-595-8000. Now let's get started. To complete the installation, there are a few things you'll want to be prepared with. This includes a power supply, 1 or 2 RCA to RCA audio cables, depending on the services you have purchased. If you're only using one zone of music, all you'll need is one. If you're using music for on-hold messaging or another zone of music, you'll need one for each. Please note, if you are using something other than a commercial amplifier, you may need a different type of audio cable, like an RCA to 3.5 RCA splitter or other. A power surge protector. Using a power surge protector isn't just a good practice, it also ensures your player follows warranty requirements. If you already have one ready to use, that's perfect. An Ethernet cable. This will be used for your player to receive updates over the network. Be sure you have communicated any special network requirements or setup with your Voice Solutions representative to ensure connectivity. You'll also want to make sure your cable is long enough to extend from your music player to your router. Once you have everything we've mentioned, you should be ready to get started. Let's take a look at your music player so we can familiarize ourselves with the equipment. This is the MC500 player. It features an LCD screen for easy view of artist, title, and track information. It also features some interactive functions that we'll discuss later, as well as navigation arrows and CD update port. Let's turn the player around and get a look at where we'll be hooking everything up. First, if you've elected for network updates, grab your Ethernet cable and plug one into the Ethernet port as shown here. The other end should go into an open numbered port on your router. Your business might require a specific port or router be purchased for this. If so, you'll want to locate the proper place to plug the Ethernet cable in. Please note there are many different brand and models of routers, and yours might look different than the one shown in this example. Next, grab one of your audio cables and plug the RCA end into Zone 1. Zone 1 will be the top audio output, found here. Be sure you are using the right fit for the output. If it feels too loose or too tight, you likely have the wrong cable. Please give one of the friendly Voice Solutions members a call and we'll be happy to help you out. The other end of the cable will be what goes into your amplifier. As we mentioned, most commercial grade amplifiers have an RCA input, although you may have a different amplifier. First, make sure the amplifier is turned off and unplugged to avoid any potential power surges. Next, take your RCA cable and plug it into the available input on your amplifier. On most commercial amplifiers, the input will be labeled with something like Input 2 as shown here in this video. Others may show AUX or something similar. Consumer grade amps will have a pair of connections, usually colored red and white or black and white. In this case, an RCA splitter or Y cable may be necessary. Plug your cable into the single end of the RCA splitter and then plug the red connector into the red input and the white connector into the black or white input. Make note of what this input is called. In our experience, the CD input is often best. If you are doing 2 zones of music, you can repeat this step going from Zone 2, found beneath Zone 1, out into your amplifier or phone system if you're installing your messaging on hold. Now we can get the music player plugged in with the power supply cable. This is the power supply cable. To get started, we want to take our power supply and plug that part into the actual cord, making sure everything is tight. Now plug the power supply cable into the player, ensuring to wrap the cord around the safety tab. and plug the other end into an open space on your power surge protector. Now you should have everything all set up just as you need it. Let's go ahead and power the player. Your screen will light up and the player will initialize and load. During this time, you will not hear any music. Once the player is done loading, you will see the artist, playlist, title, and track information. At this point, go ahead and plug your amplifier back in and power it back on. With commercial amplifiers, look for the Input 2 knob or the AUX knob. This knob can be located on the front or the back of the particular model you are using. In our example, the Input 2 knob is on the front of the amplifier. Next, adjust the volume to an appropriate level for your location. In some cases, it may also be necessary to adjust the master volume as shown here to achieve the correct sound levels. With consumer amplifiers, it will be necessary to first select the input your music player is connected to. If you do not hear music, double check the connections and make sure your volume is at the proper level and that proper input has been selected. If you've elected for network updates, there's just one last thing to do. Verify that your player is online with a Voice Solutions representative. This will ensure your player can receive updates and download them as they are available. It will also allow us to verify that everything looks good on the back end. You can reach us at 763-595-8000 and select option 0. Congratulations, you installed your music player.